Good evening. Welcome to the regularly scheduled February 12th Valley View School Board meeting. I'd ask that you silence your phones, rise and join us in the Pledge of Allegiance, led by Vice President Zach. Thank you. On the agenda, board affirmation statement. Mr. Venegas.
Our mission is to empower every learner to be college, career, and life ready, and to develop and grow and achieve as a productive citizen.
For some reason it's not on here, but the agenda, oh, there it is. Agenda. Ms. Kinder.
Yes, President Quigley, I would like to ask the board to approve the agenda as presented.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion and seconded. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. Same sign. The ayes have it. Student staff recognition. First up on the agenda is the IHSA state qualifiers for chess. Bolingbrook High School.
Test.
There we go.
Thank you, President Quigley, Vice President Zach, members of the board, Superintendent Kinder, staff that's all here, and community members. My name is Chuck Merrick, proud principal at Bolingbrook High School. I support activities, and I am very proud of this group of young men behind me and their magnanimous coach, which I would like to introduce, Catherine Talon, which will tell you all about these great young men.
Greetings, President Quigley, members of the school board, and Superintendent Kinder. Thank you for this honor this evening. Our chess team continues to improve every single year, and this year is no exception. We placed 54th out of 128 teams at state this year. After 7 grueling rounds, we won 4 and lost 3. We placed second in our conference with an 8-1 record, and our season record for this year was 15 wins, 7 losses, 2 draws. This is one of the best seasons, if not the best seasons, we've had in the chess team history. We had 3 all-conference players this year. We had Jacob Lachek, Tejas Padnak, and Josh Lamberson, who are all-conference. And at state, Caden Zhu won 6 out of his 7 rounds, and he medaled for that. Reed Anderson, in a personal best at one of the open sections, won that open section out of field of 57. And Chase Lewis, on the individual open section, won first place out of a field of 44. I would like to introduce the 23-24 Raider chess team. Jacob Lachek, all conference. Board 2, Tejas Patnak, all conference. You're welcome. Josh Lamberson, all conference, board 3. Carter Mitchell, board 4. Ryan Foster, board 5. Aaron Colon, board 6. Caden Zhu, and state medalist, board 7. Board 8, Firdaus Nuruddin. Board 9, Reed Anderson Tanabe. And board 10, Chase Lewis. Thank you.
I'd just like to borrow a couple more moments of your time. I want to make a special announcement. This is Catherine's final season coaching chess. She's retiring at the end of the year. That's not the reason for the announcement. The real reason is she's been coaching chess for 8 years at Bolingbrook High School. She's done an amazing job developing the program, developing young men, teaching integrity, and how the right way to do things and play the game is. She's taken our team to the state tournament 7 out of the 8 years, and this year at the state tournament, She was voted Coach of the Year by the Illinois Chess Coaches Association, which is a huge honor. I just wanted to recognize her for that.
So does that mean we have to find a new Bobby Fischer? For those of you who don't know, in the Midwest, St. Louis in particular, for some reason, has a dearth of really, really good chess players. I'm not sure why that is, but one of my sons went to college down there, and they had some of the top 3 chess players in the country in college located in St. Louis there. It's kind of weird. Never knew that. But moving down the agenda, we are having our spotlight video. Sam Key.
Yes, with special recognition of both Black History Month and National School Counseling Week, we are excited to introduce you to Brooks Middle School counselor, Mr. Sam Key.
Growing up, went to school in the inner city, I didn't see myself reflected in my educators. So I went to school, mostly all of my educators, honestly, just thinking about it, all of my educators were either older white women or younger white women. And so I grew up on the southeast side of Chicago. I had no type of relation to them. I couldn't relate to what they were going through in their life. They couldn't relate to what I was going through in my life. So it was hard for me to pick up that connection with school and why it was important. The importance of seeing that is for kids to know, like, that could be me. You know, I can go down this lane, I can go down this avenue, I could become an educator myself, which was something for me, like, again, like I tell everybody, even my friends to this day who knew me in undergrad, wouldn't expect that this would be the route that I'm in now professionally as a career. Learning isn't just the academics, right? It isn't just in the classroom. It isn't just language arts. It isn't just math. We're tasked as educators to help our students grow personally, right? That interpersonal self to find their path in life, right? I feel like our job, especially now, middle school educators, high school educators, is to help push those kids towards what they feel like they want to be. Giving them, as we say, dropping gems for them to pick up, to take with them. But at the same time, making sure that they know we're here because we care.
Oh, dang. You got the ball, man. You got the ball. Hey, let's go, baby.
I'm here because I care about our society. I care about where you're going to be in 10 years, right? So if I can give you something that's going to help you find success or whatever, like whatever you find is successful for you, if I can help you get there, let me know what that is. So I want to make sure that they understand that life is about showing more compassion, understanding, empathy towards the people that you meet every day, because you can't discredit or discount somebody before you get to know them, right? So being open to different perspectives, different cultures, different values, right, helps shape a better person, a well-rounded person.
You also started a group called Young Black Leaders, which focuses on accountability. Be a little bit more specific about what you're trying to accomplish with that group of students.
In order to, what I feel, be successful, you have to be able to adapt and change with what life gives you. You can't just keep trying to stay on your old rock or under your rock saying, no, I'm used to this is what I want to do, and I don't want to learn anything new. So what drives me the most is opening kids' eyes up to new perspectives. That's my biggest drive. I want to open your eyes up to something new that you might not have ever thought possible for yourself, is my biggest driving force for our young generation, working with them. I want to put them in a group so they can see, being real, see a black man in education as a counselor. Because growing up, I went to private school, so I don't even think I had a counselor, and if I did, I didn't know who my counselor was or that they were even a counselor up until high school. And then transitioning through there, seeing me in this position lets them know, and I'm just being 100% honest and 100% frank with you, lets them know, like, I don't have to be what I see on TV or what they saying I can only be coming from my circumstance, which is the typical cliche. I can only be an entertainer. I can be a sports, rap, R&B, singing, dancing. Like, that's not what your future has to be.
Thank you, Mr. Key, and to all of our school counselors and educators.
Next up, National Board Certified Teachers.
Sure. Tonight, we have the honor to congratulate 2 of our educators who have successfully accomplished recognition as National Board Certified Teachers. National Board Certification is a voluntary advanced teaching credential that goes beyond state licensure. National Board Certification has national standards for what accomplished teachers should know and be able to do. Applicants for the National Board Certification process must have at least 3 years of teaching experience and must complete a very rigorous application process that includes demonstration of mastery via a content area assessment and portfolio submissions that include evidence of mastery in differentiated instruction, teaching practices and learning environment, and being an effective and reflective practitioner. These portfolios are requiring gathering and analyzing evidence of student strengths and needs, the responsiveness of the educator to those needs, and knowledge of their content area. They also gather videos of themselves teaching. They gather student work samples, their personal written analysis, and reflection of their impact on teaching. The process for accomplishing this great feat can take anywhere from 1 to 5 years. There are approximately 7,200 National Board Certified Teachers in Illinois, and Valley View School District now boasts 24 of them, covering a wide variety of disciplines. Tonight, Dr. Keith Wood and Mrs. Allison Ewald are here to officially introduce and recognize 2 of our most recently minted National Board Certified Teachers.
Thank you to the Board of Education Board President Quigley and senior leadership, our school community. Dr. Keith Wood, proud principal of Brooks Middle School. It's my pleasure to present to you Mr. David Burke for his accomplishment and receipt of the MBCT certification. If you were to look in a dictionary, you would see his picture as an example of being a lifelong learner. Mr. Burke does not stop when it comes to continuing to learn and grow to support the students that he works with. He is a font of information and constantly coming to me with new and innovative ways and approaches to address our kids. And sometimes I'm like, Mr. Burke, slow it down a little bit. But he is awesome, outstanding. He is a asset not only to Brooks, but to the entire Valley View School community. Mr. Burke, congratulations. And also, this is not his first time around. It is his second, so congratulations. Oh, one more.
Good evening, members of the board, Superintendent Kinder, and our school community. My name is Allison Ewald. I'm the principal at Jonas Salk Elementary School, and I am here this evening to proudly present the Certificate of Award and Achievement to Natalie Sibier. Natalie was joking behind me. She's like, you don't have to say anything. And that just describes how Natalie is. She doesn't like a lot of recognition, but she is constantly working hard behind the scenes. She's always talking to me about greatest and latest things that are happening in education. Just like Dr. Wood said, Natalie is a lifelong learner as well. She's actually working on her doctorate at this moment as well. So pretty soon, I think we'll be calling her Dr. Sibier. And I'm so proud that she is part of the Jonas Salk staff and school community. She is a leader in the building, and that is a valuable asset to us, her students, and the community. So congratulations, Natalie.
Illinois Principals Association Reaching Out and Building Bridges Award.
Yes, I would like to invite Mr. Dave Raffel, Region Director of the Illinois Principals Association Three Rivers Division Director, up to the podium to introduce three very special recognitions this evening. Mr. Raffel, welcome to Valley View.
Thank you very much.
A lot of hardware.
Yeah. Well, as she said, my name is Dave Raffel. I'm the principal actually at Morris Elementary District in Morris, Illinois, but I also serve in all my free time as the Illinois Principals Association Three Rivers Regional Director. And I'm here on behalf of the Illinois Principals Association to, you guys almost did a clean sweep of the awards, but not quite, but you should be very proud. First, the Building Bridges Award. The Horace Mann IPA Reaching Out and Building Bridges Award is designed to recognize an IPA principal or assistant principal and an agency, association, or community member displaying an outstanding effort in creating partnerships between schools, principals, associations, and organizations for the betterment of all. This year's Three Rivers Reaching Out, Building Bridges and Reaching Out Award goes to Mr. Patrick McGinnis. Ms. Laura Wilmartina. And not here tonight, but also Dr. Emily Shaman. And now, the other awards that we have tonight represent one of many awards. We recognize the elementary principal of the year, the middle school principal of the year, and the high school principal of the year, as well as assistant principal of the year. And I'm pleased to announce that Valley View has two of our region awards this year. The winners of these awards demonstrate positive impact on education and advocacy of children. They ensure the school climate is positive and reflects high staff and student morale. The winner demonstrates creativity and imagination in bringing about a positive change and is willing to take risks to improve student learning. They also work collaboratively with teachers and other staff to improve the educational program and student achievement. They involve the community in the life of the school and use community resources for the betterment of students. This year's winners, the high school principal of the year for Three Rivers is Mr. Dr. Jason Paskavich. And the middle school assistant principal of the year is Mr. Patrick McGinnis. Thank you so much for having me, and congratulations on the success of your school leaders.
Thank you, Mr. Raphael. Much appreciated. Mr. McGinnis is also an accomplished baseball coach at one point, but he moved up the ranks. Thank you so much, and hey, I love the cheerleading crew. That's great. Can you guys get that on TV? Here, come up here with those. Just come up here so they can see it. Come on. McGinnis will do it. He'll do his own. He's not shy. Get him on the camera. Come, scooch over a little bit more, Patrick. Well, yeah, if we're going to do it. There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. It really means a lot to have these kind of awards and the recognition that Valley View School District deserves, and the efforts that go into that, and the folks who, you guys know what it takes to do it, and I'm sure you pass that along to some of your peers. And it's a great precedent, or I guess not a precedent because we've done it before, but it's great to have that kind of quality and caliber in our schools. So thank you so much for the extra energy that it goes, because it doesn't happen just because you want it. It happens because of the work that goes behind the scenes. So thank you all very, very much. Moving down the agenda, Treasurer's Report. Mr. Renich.
The Treasurer's Action Report 6.1 for the month of January includes the normal schedule of financial reports, the balance sheets, summary of revenue expenditures, interim obligations, and debt service payments totaling $10,098,625.78 for your approval.
Is there a motion?
So moved. Second.
Motion and seconded. Is there any discussions, any questions on this? Hearing none, seeing none. A roll call vote would be in order, please.
Member Sutherland?
Yes.
Member Venegas?
Yes.
Secretary Pro Tem Campbell?
Yes.
Vice President Zach? And President Quigley?
Yes. Oh, before we go on, John, I see you put this circle chart in here. So it says budget and receipt. We're right at halfway through the year, so we're right where we're supposed to be, right? 49.9%?
Yeah, it gives you an idea to measure not only where we're at per the year, but how we compare to prior year. Superintendent Kinder and I just talked about this at length this evening, and we constantly look at that every month and talk about how we're performing. So yes.
Perfect. Thank you. Moving down the agenda. Next, schedule of bills.
Scheduled bills for the month of February, we have 6 funds totaling bills payable of $3,161,707.41 for your approval.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Motion and seconded. Any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Member Sutherland?
Yes.
Member Venegas?
Yes.
Secretary Pro Tem Campbell?
Yes.
Vice President Zach?
Yes.
President Quigley?
Yes. Mr. Renich.
So in your packet, you have 6.3, the summary of investments for the month of February, along with 6.4 state funding update, 6.5 property tax received, and 6.6 all schools trust account activity. This is an informational agenda item.
Anybody have any questions? You know how to find Mr. Renich if you do. Moving down the agenda, consent agenda items. Ms. Kinder.
Yes, we are seeking approval on 5 items underneath consent this evening. 7.1, board meeting minutes, January 22nd, 2024. 7.2, executive session meeting minutes, January 22nd, 2024. 7.3, gifts to Kenneth L. Hermanson Elementary, Jonas Salk Elementary, Oakview, Woodview, BJ Ward, John R. Tibbet Elementaries, and VVSD Library and Community School Site Coordinator. And 7.4, Bolingbrook High School trips. 7.5, student activity contract, Fannie Mae Candies with John R. Tibbet Elementary.
Is there a motion?
Second.
Motion and seconded. Is there any discussion? If not, a roll call vote would be in order.
Member Venegas?
Yes.
Member Sutherland?
Yes.
Secretary Pro Tem Campbell?
Yes.
Vice President Zach? President Quigley?
Yes, he said yes. He just was trying to fumble with the button. Moving down the agenda, liaison reports. Anything off from my right? Anything off from my left? I have one brief on the legislative front. The Illinois General Assembly returned basically to start actual working. I think another 500 or 600 bills were dropped in the well over Thursday and Friday, or Wednesday and Thursday and Friday of this week. So there was a lot of bill review going on in Springfield. Next week, the governor will give his state of the state and he has combined that with the budget address. So we will get an idea on what the governor's priorities for financing education in particular, and how he expects to pay for that. At least that's kind of what happens. I will say, and we know this up here because we're doing it with our budget, some of the federal money and the ESSER money is starting to dry up, and the state is aware of that as well. So they have the same issues with the federal dollars coming out of the state coffers. Even though, that being said, I think they still do anticipate a small budget surplus, and I forget what the actual budget for the state of Illinois is, something in the neighborhood of 56 or so, maybe $63 billion, but they're talking about maybe a $1.2 billion surplus. Some of that's to go into a rainy day fund, and the rest is for emergency purposes, I guess. But we shall see what happens with the governor's budget address. And of course, the Illinois General Assembly will have to chime in with their priorities, and they will pass that along, governor's office and see what actually gets passed in the spring. They have shortened the legislative session by 14 or 15 working days. However, they have built in a buffer at the end of session strictly for budgeting purposes. Usually it's a big mad rush at the end of session, and it works. They don't do things unless they absolutely have to. But from our perspective, we have a very solid working relationship with our members of the General Assembly, and we appreciate the efforts they do on our behalf, and that shouldn't be overlooked as well. So that's the news, as it were, from Springfield. So moving down the agenda, if there's no other reports, all right. Audience participation. Is there anybody in the audience who wishes to address the board this evening? Seeing none, hearing none. Moving down the agenda. Action reports, human resources, consolidated action report 10.1. Ms. Nash.
Yes, sir. Action report 10.1 is our consolidated action report. We're seeking your approval this evening on all items as presented.
So move.
Second.
Motion and seconded. Is there any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Member Sutherland?
Yes.
Member Venegas?
Yes.
Secretary Pro Tem Campbell?
Yes.
Vice President Zach?
Yes.
President Quigley?
Yes, and I think you have some people you want to introduce now.
I absolutely do. Thank you. We had 2 approved appointments for principals in our buildings, and I would like to invite Bill Norman and Lizeth Fausto to the podium so that they can introduce themselves to the larger Valley View community. I will talk a little bit about Bill first. He is being recommended for principal of Beverly Scoff Elementary School. He will be replacing Dr. Cheryl Lockhart, who will be retiring on June 30th. Mr. Norman has been with Valley View School District since 2012, serving as dean at Romeoville High School and most recently assistant principal at A.V. Martinez Middle School since 2015. He has spent his entire educational career as a student and educator in Valley View School District. So I will let him speak in just a moment, and then I will also introduce to you Mrs. Lizeth Fausto, who is being recommended as principal for Independence Elementary School. She will be replacing Mrs. Jacqueline Mitchum, who is retiring also on June 30th. Mrs. Fausto comes to Valley View from Barrington School District, where she's currently serving as principal at an elementary school. She has previously served as a principal, assistant principal, bilingual teacher, a peer evaluator, a consulting teacher, and a bilingual interventionist and paraprofessional. She's a proven track record for implementing systems change, and she is also a Bolingbrook resident and parent of 2 Valley View students. So we want to welcome them both, and I will let them say hello to the greater community right now.
Good evening, Superintendent Kinder, senior leadership, President Quigley, school board, members, students, families, and community members. As a proud product of the Valley View School District, I stand before you this evening with immense gratitude and excitement as I accept the honor of being approved as the new principal of Scoff Elementary School. First, I'd like to thank senior leadership and the school board for entrusting me with this important responsibility. I'm committed to upholding the values, beliefs, and standards that make this school district exceptional. I would like to extend my sincere thanks to Principal DiDonato, the dedicated teachers, staff members, and students of Martinez Middle School for making my last 10 years so enjoyable. I would also like to congratulate Cheryl Lockhart on her years of service and her retirement from Valley View. Congratulations, Cheryl. And last but not least, to the students, families, and staff at Scoff. I'm excited to embark on this journey with you, and I'm committed to working together with all stakeholders to put our students in the best possible position to thrive academically and social-emotionally. Thank you once again for this credible opportunity. I'm honored to serve Scoff Elementary School, the Valley View School District, and the Romeoville community. Thank you.
Hey, before you get away from the microphone, I saw in your resume you worked in Riverton, Illinois. They were one of our rivals in high school. Next up, Seth, fire away.
Good evening. Thank you so much. I just want to take the time to, first of all, thank everyone, all of the board members, President Quigley, Superintendent Kinder, all of the the hiring committee as well. Thank you for taking time out of your evenings to help us come to the end of tonight and be proud to be here in front of all of you. I also want to take a moment to thank my family. As you mentioned previously, we are residents of Bolingbrook, and if it wouldn't have been for my daughter that said, "Hey, Mom, they're hiring," I probably wouldn't be here tonight. So thank you so much. I'm very excited to join the Independence family. We have some audience members from Independence as well. Congratulations on your retirements too. I'm very excited to be able to transition into the position, and I'm looking forward to join the Valley View community. Thank you.
Okay. Action Report 10.2 is Resolution Number 2415, authorizing the dismissal of educational support personnel employee for reasons other than reduction in force. We are seeking your approval on this item.
We have a motion. Campbell, Mr. Zach. We have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, hearing none. A roll call vote would be in order. Thank you.
Member Venegas?
Yes.
Member Sutherland?
Yes.
Secretary Pro Tem Campbell?
Yes.
Vice President Zach?
Yes.
And President Quigley?
Yes. Moving down the agenda, Mr. Renich, NIPC Purchasing Co-op Joint Agreement. That's a mouthful.
It is. Valley View School District has been a member of the non-for-profit, which stands for the Northern Illinois Purchasing Cooperative, since 2012. The cooperative currently includes 74 Illinois school districts, reaching a buying power of over $28 million annually for its food programs. For the past 28 years, the Oak Park River Forest High School District has been the cooperative's governing body. As of July 1st, 2024, the NIPC will have its own governing board to govern the cooperative. As a result of this change of governing bodies, an update joint agreement will need to be approved and signed by the Board of Education prior to school year 24-25. So the administration is recommending that the Board of Education approve the purchasing cooperative joint agreement as presented.
Is there a motion? We have a motion.
Second.
And a second. Motion and second. Is there any discussion? Roll call vote, please.
Member Venegas?
Yes.
Member Sutherland?
Yes.
Secretary Pro Tem Campbell?
Yes.
Vice President Zach?
Yes.
President Quigley?
Yes. Mr. Renich, the big chiller.
That's right, the big chiller. At the October 16, 2023 board meeting, an information report was presented identifying several capital improvement projects, and the Humphrey Middle School chiller replacement was one of these projects identified. The chiller at Humphrey Middle School was installed in 2000 and has reached its normal service life and is in need of replacement. The chiller will be designed for higher energy efficiency. The project is anticipated to start after the cooling season ends next summer, fall, and be substantially completed by March of 2025. So the administration is recommending that the Board of Education award a contract to Train Commercial HVAC for $410,540 to provide a new 215-ton air-cooled chiller for Humphrey Middle School as presented.
Is there a motion?
Second. So move.
Motion and seconded. Is there any discussion about the chiller? Roll call vote, please.
Member Sutherland?
Yes.
Member Venegas?
Yes.
Secretary Pro Tem Campbell?
Yes.
Vice President Zach?
Yes.
President Quigley?
Yes. Bolingbrook track replacement.
The Bolingbrook High School track project was also presented as an informational item at the October 16, 2023 board meeting. The outdoor running track at Bolingbrook High School consists of a latex compound track surface and is over 20 years old. The project is scheduled to start after graduation, the end of May this year, and is anticipated to be completed by the beginning of August. So the administration is recommending that the Board of Education award a contract to Schroeder Asphalt Services, Inc. for the Bolingbrook School outdoor track replacement for $423,900 as presented.
Is there a motion? Motion and seconded. No discussion. A roll call vote would be in order. Madam Clerk?
Member Sutherland?
Yes.
Member Venegas?
Yes.
Secretary Pro Tem Campbell?
Yes.
Vice President Zach?
Yes.
And President Quigley?
Yes. I have a question, John, and I should have called and asked you, but what do they do with that? Do they just recycle that and it becomes, anybody here to?
Don't they have to test it and make sure and go back to a recycling plant,
Yeah,
right?
It's kind of a rubberized, fiberglass, surfacey kind of thing, right? Just kind of curious as to what happens with it, because it's a lot of surface, you know? Yep, okay, thanks. He's nodding in the back that they do something to recycle it, so. Moving down the agenda, where are we at? Jonas Salk Playground Site Equipment.
So the Jonas Salk Playground is part of the 5-year capital plan and was presented an informational item at a previous board meeting. The playground was constructed in 2001 and has been identified as a high priority for replacement based on its age and extensive wear and tear. Mr. Lopez was able to secure a $50,000 school maintenance grant to assist in funding this project. In addition, the Valley View has an intergovernmental agreement with the Village of Bolingbrook to assist with the funding of the installation of about $41,000. So the administration has 2 recommendations for the Board of Education tonight. The first recommendation is to approve the contract with Landscape Structures, Inc. for the playground equipment and the soft play surface for a total amount of $270,712. And the second recommendation is to approve the contract with Hoppy's Landscaping, Inc. for the playground installation and the site material and labor associated with the drainage improvements for a total amount of $384,441 as presented.
Is there a motion?
So move.
Motion and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Oh,
Aye.
I'm sorry, we got a vote, sorry.
Roll call vote.
Roll call vote, please.
Member Venegas?
Yes.
Member Sutherland?
Yes.
Secretary Pro Tem Campbell?
Yes.
Vice President Zach?
Yes.
And President Quigley?
Yes. Hey, that's like the third one of these we've done, the playgrounds. We're kind of getting through these now. We had the 2 kind of that were an emergency a couple years ago, and now this one's on this, back in the schedule, correct? Perfect.
And I want to thank Mr. Lopez for getting that $50,000 grant again. I know he's been working hard on that.
I don't
All
want to
that-
steal his thunder, but next board meeting, we're going to have a recommendation. He got another $500,000 for that
Holy
project.
moly.
So we'll be bringing that for a recommendation.
Got to give him an award or something.
Yes.
That's great work. Thank you.
Okay.
Moving down the agenda. Action item 12, Ms. Kinder.
Yes. Action item 12.1 is student discipline due process cases A through C as presented, seeking your approval.
Is there a motion?
So move.
Motion and seconded. Is there any discussion? Seeing none, hearing none, a roll call vote would be in order.
Member Sutherland?
Yes.
Member Venegas?
Yes.
Secretary Pro Tem Campbell?
Yes.
Vice President Zach?
Abstain.
And President Quigley?
Yes. Moving down the agenda, Board Policy 2.40.
Yes, we presented this for first read at the last board meeting and are seeking your approval this evening on Board Policy 2.40, and this is board member qualifications. The addition to this language was to allow the board to annually appoint 1 or more student members to serve in an advisory capacity only on the Board of Education. So you recall we had students visit and shared with you our experience at the school board conference and bringing this forward as an idea with a process that we'd like to develop upon your approval of this policy.
So
For
move.
motion. Motion by Ms. Campbell, seconded by Mr. Zach. If there is no discussion, a roll call vote would be in order.
Member Venegas?
Yes.
Member Sutherland?
Yes.
Secretary Pro Tem Campbell?
Yes.
Vice President Zach?
Yes.
And President Quigley?
Yes. Moving down the agenda, board meeting schedule for 24-25.
That is correct. 12.3, seeking the board's approval on the Board of Education meeting schedule for the 24-25 year.
So moved.
We have a motion.
Second.
We have a second. Is there any discussion? I just want to make a comment. I know a lot of people put a lot of time in there, and there might be some dates in there that don't work for some people, but with the limited number of days that we have and the things that we have to accomplish and so on and so forth, all those folks that chimed in felt that this was the best methodology to get through another school year. So that being said, we have a motion and a second. Roll call vote, please.
Member Sutherland?
Yes.
Member Venegas?
Yes.
Secretary Pro Tem Campbell?
Yes.
Vice President Zach?
Yes.
And President Quigley?
Yes. Superintendent update. Ms. Kinder.
Yes, just a few general updates this evening, so we'll go ahead and get the presentation displayed. Okay, so we're almost midway through February as we approach Valentine's Day here. Definitely a fun day in our schools. And February's been a month where we've marked the milestone just recently of 100 days of school. So we're well on our way throughout the school year. It's also Black History Month, and there's a lot of recognition and events and special celebrations going on throughout our community. Pictured in the center is a photo of a Hall of Fame inductee at the celebration that occurred on Saturday, the Black History Month Awareness Club presenting their 26th annual Black History Month program and recognizing their Hall of Fame inductees, which were two officials, our Congresswoman Lauren Underwood and Judge Vincent F. Cornelius, joining the ranks with a previous recipient last year of board member Liz Campbell and many other esteemed pillars in our community. We've also had a great amount of activities. There's a lot of read-alouds this month. We've had a lot of guests and community members visiting our schools, which is always a fun time. And then our schools are continuing the busy pace of learning and fun, and the same holds true for our athletics and our activities and so many things that are going on. It's really every single day. There's just so many good things happening all around us. The learning opportunities for families continue. On the list on the screen that you see are the events or opportunities that are offered for families just this month alone. And you can, of course, access that information on our website. But some really great offerings, and we've seen some increases in attendance on both the educational and collaboration events where parents are having the opportunity to learn together, support one another, work with experts that are here to support our family efforts. So please spread the word and check that out. And of course, no shortage of fun of all the different family events and parent nights that are happening in our schools. There's always a lot of fun to be had, and we're very appreciative for the family engagement that goes throughout the learning and well into the evening in so many different areas. With 5 Essentials, you're going to start hearing lots of reminders from us if you haven't already, because your voice is important. The 5 Essentials for our students, our staff, and for our families. It is required by the state of Illinois, but the important thing is it's a good measure for us to get a pulse on the voice from our community, and also a view on how we're doing in each of the essential areas that shows to the extent that our schools are organized for improvement. It's a research-based tool. And this is open currently for families to take the survey. We have a small percentage so far. We are hoping to achieve at least the 20% mark so that we can get the reports for our family survey. So we encourage you to click on that link or visit us online and take the survey. Spread the word about kindergarten enrollment. We are continuing our efforts both at the district office and at scheduled times at our school buildings to welcome in our class of 2037. And another area that we definitely want to continue to spread the word on is hiring for vacancies throughout Valley View School District, but particularly in our transportation department. And we know that staffing is a challenge in many industries, and education, and particularly in transportation, is no exception to that rule. So we meet regularly and review our recruitment and communication strategies, and are resetting those efforts to continue that charge to ensure that we have a strong team. Our team of drivers is a phenomenal team, top-notch, and everyone from the maintenance staff, mechanics, to the office staff and leadership is helping to ensure we can do absolutely everything we can to ensure that all of our routes are run and our children are picked up and dropped off safely to and from school. So spread the word, encourage people to join us on, visit us online and get an application. Some important upcoming dates with early release and no school for President's Day on February 19th, as well as parent-teacher conferences around the corner for high school and early childhood on February 29th and March 1st.
A lot of those dates are up there. It's kind of interesting. We were just talking about this during executive session. Today is Lincoln's birthday, Abraham Lincoln, the founding, or the whatever, chosen son of Illinois back in the day. Tomorrow is Fat Tuesday, so the day before, whatever, if you're into that. Then you also have Ash Wednesday, and you have Valentine's Day. And then next week, what else do we have? Then you have President's Day, all this in a 7-day period. And today's Super Bowl Monday, so it's been a busy week for folks. But we do appreciate all the input and all that. So please pay attention to those dates, because there's a lot going on here the next couple weeks in the district with parent-teacher conferences, and I'm guessing if you haven't scheduled yours now, you better get on it quickly, because they do fill up very quick. So, legal services report.
No formal report tonight.
Thank you. AFT report. AFT here. Valley View Council report. Same as that. No. Valley View Office Personnel Council report. No report. They're there in the back. Any old business before the board this evening? Seeing none, hearing none. Any new business before the board this evening? Same with that. As always, Freedom of Information Act requests are with Mr. Blaney in the back and online as well. And any announcements by the board? None? Oh, we got one. Hang on.
Supposed to give Mr. Adam Hill a little shout out for his drummer line from the RHS and BHS. They're participating on some TV show, I heard. The Adam Hill has a drummer line from the RHS and BHS, and they're on. What's this?
America's Got Talent.
America's Got Talent. I didn't want to say the wrong one.
He joined in with the PAC drum line, which many of them are Valley View grads, so incredibly talented. Check them out. They are so awesome, and they advanced on America's Got Talent, so check them out.
I think it's on tonight, too.
Oh. Far more exciting than watching a school board meeting, I can tell you that. Any other announcements by the board? Any announcements by the administration? A motion to adjourn into executive session for sections 1, 11, 2, 9, and I think I got it. 1, 2, 11, and 9 of the Illinois Code. Is there a motion? A motion and seconded. All those in favor say aye. Opposed, same sign. That concludes our public business for this evening. Have a great night. And by the way, it's starting to get cold again. We thought we were going to get out of this, but I think it's going to be below freezing. So bundle up, stay warm. Have a great evening. Thank you.